Welcome everyone to another deck profile here on the channel, and we have a very special one, as you can already see with the trophy there on the screen. We have Cedric, the winner of the German Open, with us. Cedric, tell us about you and what you did this weekend.
Hi, I'm Cedric. I won the German Open with Memento. And yeah, I'll show you my list now.
Let's go.
Uh,
Memento best deck, isn't it?
Memento best deck, of course, yeah.
Let's go. And you
For
said a
the
little
main deck,
bit in the preparation. You didn't even prepare that much for the event, but it went your way, this event, huh?
yeah, exactly. I just tested this deck like for a week. I'm playing it since like December, and I'm testing it like for a week, but
Yeah.
not that much. So, and the testing was horrible. I even thought about switching the deck, but then I thought, nah, it's just it, and let's see how it went, and it went pretty well, yeah.
It went pretty well indeed, so let's see the deck.
So for the for the starters, I play 3 Anguich. She's like the best normal summon you have in the deck. On summon, directly search a Memento monster, and you want to maximize your best starters. And she's like the best one into hand traps because you can also dodge like Veilers and Imperms.
Yeah.
And but
I I think I saw
in
that in
my
a featured match, right? Because some people try to
yeah,
Valor Anguich. It's probably not correct to Valor or Imperm Anguich, right? Because it's like the best one to dodge with, so you probably just wait for something else, don't you?
yeah, exactly. Like to Imperm or Veil the normal summon is like always weird because
Yeah,
you can dodge it with like 9 cards if you want to.
yeah,
So the best dodges are like the Grand Breakout or the Bone Party, but you can even dodge like with the Fusion. So
true.
there's so many ways to dodge it, and like the best Imperm target is sadly the Tatsu.
Yeah,
But in my opinion, it's also one of the best one-card combos because in the full combo, if you just start with the Tatsu, there's no point where you insta lose to Abyssal. Exactly, that's exactly what for the 2 goblins. Also one card starter and doesn't lose to Abyssal. But the problem is like if you open with like Hitatsu, if he gets hand trapped, it's like a little bit weird if you then normal summon the Anguich. So you still want to start with the Anguich or a normal summon and not with Hitatsu, even if he doesn't lose to Abyssal in the combo.
I see.
And yeah, the 2 goblin almost same combo as Itatsu, because he dumps like 3 names and he 2. So, but he can dump cards and not monsters. So yeah, and the next 1 card starter is the Darkblade. He's just the same as the Witch because he can pop itself or a Memento monster on the field and special summon at level 3 or lower, which is always the Witch. But
Yeah,
he's worse because he need to stay on field because he has to destroy Memento monster. So you can even ogre him and it's good.
yeah,
Also plays into Fuvalos more in like Anguich, Tatsu, and Goblin. And yeah, that's for the like starters. Then for the one-offs, you have to play these. Sadly, it's one mace. He's like a mandatory combo piece. Sadly, he's light, so he gets busy very often.
yeah.
Even in the feature match, you saw that. But I think he got like bestialed 4 times this day, and yeah, he's like theoretically it's also 1 card combo, but he's like really weird 1 card combo. But he plus another Memento name, doesn't matter which, can be one of the bricks. Is also full combo, so you can play with him also, even if he's like the worst normal summon you can get. And then for the other one-offs, we got one Getic. This is the worst card to draw. I drew this like 5 times this day, but still I never bricked. The only hand I looked at and I was like, okay, this is unplayable was game 1 in the feature match in the finals. But then Danilo passed and I drew the Anguich. So I still could have played. If I would have started, I would have instantly passed the same as
Wow.
him. So
Yeah,
it was pretty good to lose the die roll at this point.
for sure.
Then one Sleepy. This is like I really like to draw this even like through hand traps because as long as you get one monster destroyed, he's always an extender, and you can fusion summon him, and you can even use it in like any fate. You can, I don't know, if you still have this in hand in your opponent's turn, you can like in end phase if he passes, you can special summon him and fusion summon to search follow up, And yeah, this deck got a really good grind game, and Sleepy is one of the reasons, in my opinion, why the grind game is so good, because he plus a Memento name is also full combo. So if you survive the opponent's turn and you got a Sleepy, you will like always have follow up and lines to kill the opponent. Yeah, and then for the other one-offs, one Akihiron, one of the bricks, like those are the I would call hardcore monster bricks in the deck, because you can't do anything on their own with them.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I saw people cutting the Horn Dragon, but I don't like this, because he's a really good extender even into boards, because you can like, if you play through the board, you special summon the Horn Dragon, and there are many options you can do then, because you can either link him away, or if you still have effects like the Bone Party or the Fusion in the grave, you can pop him and search something, or special summon with the Bone Party, and then like pop cards from the opponent's board. And yeah, I popped him in the feature match, and I didn't use him effect, and I think Leo and Eccentrics were really wondering why I didn't use the effect.
Yeah.
The reason is he can only pop face-up cards, and
Oh.
there was just the White Rabbit.
Yes.
And if I would have targeted him and 2 monsters of mine, because he has to target 3 cards,
Mm-hmm.
the White Rabbit would have been banished by the TB11 he said, and my monsters were destroyed, and this would have been too bad for me. I mean, I had the Chaos Center in hand, so it wouldn't matter, but that's why I played safely, because I knew I have the Chaos Center, and I knew his entire hand, he has to top deck something, so yeah. And then the Combined Creation, this is the boss monster, 5k, was, I love that the summon condition is not once per turn.
Oh.
I played against White Force Fiendsmith, and he even outed this, and I just summoned him again. So that was pretty funny. And yeah, it's like if you play into boards, sometimes you're at the point where you just can bring the Combined Creation on board, and that's not a problem, because if he's alone on board, he can attack everything. And if you're like out of resources, you can still use the Bone Party secret effect to give him piercing damage. And if there's a big board, you can crash into everything, and sometimes even kill your opponent if there are 5 monsters in defense position. So
Yeah.
yeah, and you can revive a Memento monster.
One sec, your camera turned around somehow.
My
right?
camera turned around.
Let me see.
Oh,
yeah, wait.
Okay.
But
I see. Yeah.
It's actually better like that.
Okay, it's better like that. Okay, yeah.
wait. Give me a second. I will have to fix it then. Da, 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 da. Yeah. We can continue. Let's go.
Yeah, well, and the rebound effect is pretty insane, because there's no target, and you can also special summon from hand. So like if you have a good name in hand, like Anguish, you can summon her and like search the maze for the interruption effect, because you can also discard him in the opponent's main phase if you control the Combined Creation to steal an opponent's monster. And yeah, but I more like to have the Goblin in hand with Anguish, because you can make your Memento monsters untargetable, which is like even better than it sounds, because sometimes if there's a 5k beater on board, your opponent cannot out it if he can't target him. So I think in the White Forest match, he like summoned it was against the Chimera Fiendsmith. That was my one draw, and he summoned Chaos Angel twice in this turn, one by synchro summoning him, and once by reborning it with the what's it called, the
Muckraker.
link to Muckraker, exactly. Yeah. And he used the effect twice, because not once per turn for some reason, and he couldn't out my Combined Creation because it was untargetable. Yeah, that's pretty nuts. Yeah, then for these spell traps, I play one Memento Clan. It's like, it's mandatory, you have to play it. You can play without it, but it's like so much better, because it's an extender, and like it gives you more interrupts. Because in the end phase, you can always set a Memento spell trap, and even in a grind game, you just leave it on field, and always set the Memento spell trap, and as long as you have a name or two, you can always do something with it. So yeah, and it's another secret effect in damage step. If your Memento monsters fight, your opponent cannot use spell trap effects. So like they can't droplet your combined creation. Never came up, but it's a little secret effect. It's pretty nice.
For sure.
Then for the other Memento spell traps, I play 3 Bone Party. This is one of the Imperm Baylor dodges. Yeah, can also give you a Memento monster piercing damage by banishing it from the grave. The funniest thing is that you can also add the Memento monsters, not you have to special summon, because if you play into Fuvalos, you have to use this in the combo to like approach a big board, and then you can just add one Memento name, and like for example, you can add Sleepy and then special Sleepy from the hand for an extender.
Yeah, nice.
And so you give your opponent one less draw. And like the Anguish one card combo, you can just like give your opponent one draw with Fuvalos and have like the exact same board. The only thing that's missing is like an SP. But I mean, one draw, you can give your opponent one draw more by putting up the SP to dodge like Nibiru. But in normal cases, you get hand traps more.
Yeah,
So
sure.
then you like sometimes you have to give your opponent more draws, even with the dodges sometimes. So that's not optimal. But I think I got like Fuvalos 4 times a day.
Hmm.
And one was like against the White Forest. He like Fuvalos me, and I used an effective special summon from deck, and he chained another Fuvalos that was not that good, but I don't know how, but I still managed to win the game 2-0 because he couldn't out the 5k combined creation. And I top deck talent in that game, and he had to use Death Ray to negate, and he was on like I think 4k life points, and I just used talents to take control, and he insta scooped. So yeah, and
Nice.
then game 2 he couldn't. I think he just you put Caesar pass because I hand the White Force cards, and my hand was cracked, and I could easily out it with like Metatronus and Engine, and yeah, then I could have OTK'd him, but he scooped.
Nice.
Then 3 Fusion. This is like a dodge, but the worst one. But I still play 3. I saw people cutting it to 2,
Hmm.
but this plus 2 Memento names doesn't matter which one, even if it's like the creation and the I mean, those you just need creation or like anything with a level 6 or lower. So this is like still full combo to like at least one hand trap. So if it's like I don't know, let's say Gaddick, because this is the worst one to draw.
Yeah.
Because you just fuse them, go into Twin Dragon, and if your opponent like Veilers or Imperms or Ashes the Twin Dragon, you can use Defect Engrave, pop your Twin Dragon, add the Bone Party, revive the like the level 6 or lower with the Twin Dragon, you use Bone Party to special summon Anguish, and you still can combo. It's
Yeah.
like not the normal full combo, but there is a board, and the board is still good. So yeah, and then obviously the 3 Goblin Biker Grand Breakout. This is like one of the ways to dodge hand traps. You special summon a Goblin monster from deck by attributing one. The only thing is you have to attribute for cost. So an Ash Blossom on this one like really hurts sometimes, even if you play it through boards. But what I like to do is if you have both, what you should do actually is like you normal summon the Anguish and she get Veiled, and you just have those two. Is to first use the Bone Party, because
They
if
might
you
ash it,
don't
right?
have first, yeah, but if like the Grand Breakout, you tribute the Anguish and this one gets ashed, you lose a body, and if you like activate the Bone Party and they ash this, you can like still use the Grand Breakout to tribute the monster, because you still have the body, because the destruction is not for cost. And sometimes you like really need this, but the destruction is like it's way better because it makes so many cards life, like the Fusion and the Sleepy.
True,
But
true.
sometimes you have to use this as a bait, and yeah, then that's for the engine. Now for the non-engine, I play 14, I think. I main deck 2 Meowths.
That's
Was like
interesting.
a
Yeah.
last minute decision. I was in Discord with a friend, and I first played Ghost Spell for Bestial Dodge, but I thought like this never came up. Always if I had Bell, I could play through everything. Like they didn't do anything except for like 2 or 3 matches against Blue Eyes to negate anything, but that was not necessary at this point. So, and I got 2 Meowths. I pulled both for entry packs in events, and I thought like, okay, I don't own Fuvolos or Purulia, so let's just mainly Meowth and see what happens.
Let's go.
And it was pretty good. And the idea, even like if it was like for budget reasons, the Malice matchup can be horrible because they can play Shifter. And if you have a main deck out, like, or a main deck, a main deck out for Malice, it's not that worse. I played one Memento mirror match actually, and he played like full into the Meowths, and I like drew for turn and got 16 cards in hand, and I obliterated his board like it was nothing. That's. I think I resolved this card like 3 or 4 times, but it was pretty good. I would play it again. Then the board breakers, 3 droplets, 3 Metatronus, 2 talents, the 1 quad buy for the shifter, and the 3 impermanents. I thought like this deck already plays pretty good into boards, so I want to play board breakers. Was a good idea. I think I would do it again. What I don't like about hand chips is you just trade them. If you play against Ryziel, you imperm the first starter, they just special summon an extender, and if they play like Ryziel Fiendsmith, the Fiendsmith line plays through so much, and I thought like, okay, there's no deck that builds an unbreakable board, so you can like 2 board breakers plus good engine like could beat everything. So that was the idea behind it. The only scary matchup with board breakers is like Mermail if they hand loop you.
Yeah.
But that's it. And I didn't play a single Mermail. Yeah.
That's
Just
good.
many tier 2 or rogue decks, and then like 2 Ryziels and 1 Malice and 2 Blue Eyes. That was like the only meta-ish decks I played against. The rest was like tier 2 or that's
I see. One question
it.
regarding the Meowths, because Meowths would be the only monster effect you could technically use in your opponent's main phase. So is it
Yeah.
something you when you draw Meowths, do you always drop it and draw a standby phase just to play around talents 100%, or do you keep it for when you have an effect to use it for?
I played like into talents because I just use it when I know my opponent special summons
Yeah.
from the Great or Banishment. Because like if I just drop it in draw phase and my opponent plays like pure Ryziel, I just the -1 for free. That's why I keep it in hand. And if you play against like pure Ryziel, you just keep it in hand because you get like maximum 1 draw if they use Node.
True.
And then you can like discard it with Droplet or even use it for fusion material for Guarding Camera, what I even do once.
That's fair.
That's for the main deck, clean 40. I was always playing 41 or 42 in the deck, but I just thought, okay, like let's go down to 40. I mean, there's a higher chance to draw the one-off bricks, but there's also a higher chance to draw like droplets and the other board breakers or the important cards, so the handship dodges and extenders. So
Best card of the main deck for this event. What would you say? What worked best for you?
The best card in the main deck, but it's a good question.
Is it an engine card, or is it?
I think I would
talents?
say.
Crazy.
I would say it's talents. I wouldn't play 3 because I hate to open like 2 talents.
Yeah.
But like it instantly won me game 1 in the finals, and game 3 it like closed it out because in game 3 I passed because I knew, okay, I have Chaos Hunter and I have follow up because I had another 1 card normal summon in the hand, and I thought like, okay, I just leave the bodies on board because if I link to SP, he could have just banished my Anguish and get both Beastials on field. And I just thought like, okay, leave it like this and just play safe. And I mean, game 1 after talents, he instantly scooped. So and
talents best card.
It also won me like the White Forest game by just activating it, steal the Desert Ray, and like attack for game. This card is so crazy. I don't know. I don't think I would have won the event if I wouldn't play talents.
Nice. Let's go.
Then for the extra deck, I play the 3 Creation King. I wouldn't play 2 because you already need 2 for the combo because you summon 1 and dump one to add defeat spell, and you always need. So I think I used the third one for like 3 or 4 times because it actually comes up. You need him for the follow up. I mean, in worst case, if you play 2, you can add one back with the Akihiron, but there are so many better cards you can add off Akihiron. And I mean, you have the space, so that's why I played 3 and 2 Twin Dragon. Same reason you need one for the combo and one for the grind game, or mostly like for the opponent's turn. You always shuffle him back, but if you play against like a board breaker deck like Tenpai, if they play board breakers in Tenpai, like they start with Duster, the best thing you can do is you activate the fusion and then chain the bone party to pop a monster, and then use the fusion and the dark in the grave to pull out a Darkos Tapelia.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I mean, you can still like fusion summon into a Guardian Chimera, but the Guardian Chimera like do nothing then.
Yeah.
That's why I play the Darkos Tapelia as an option if my opponent starts with a breaker like Duster, or I don't know if you would like to cosmic my fusion, which never happened, but I got Dustered like twice or once, I don't know. So yeah, then the one Guardian Chimera is like the best fusion target you can pull out in the opponent's turn. Yeah, I don't think you should play other ways, except if you like play a Fiends of package and you have to waste more space. But if you play like pure Memento, this is, in my opinion, the way to go. I never changed. I always played it like this, and I would keep it like that. Then for the Link Monsters, 1 SP, part of the end board. There was a time where I thought about playing 2, because sometimes your opponent can break your board, and there are scenarios where you wish you had another SP, but it would be like a win more thing to play a second SP. And you don't have that much space in the extra deck, because I play cards for Metatronus and Slayer on the side deck, so you have already 2 places less. So and the Abau line just takes 2 more spaces.
Sure, yeah, that's
And
coming as well.
the
Yeah.
Cross Sheep is for the Abau line. At the beginning I also played Celine, but I thought, okay, I don't necessarily need Celine for the Abau line. And the reason before Abau was access code to play Celine, but I don't play access code anymore, so I cut the Celine. And then there's the 1 sprint. This is, of course, because you can send the best level 2 monster in the game to the graveyard 5 minutes before the round ends. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems
I
pretty
don't
safe.
think I have to tell or explain that.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the 1 Doctor. You can build like an Lancea log post siding just with Anguish. It's pretty cool. Never come up because I only played 1 Malice. And yeah. But in testing against Malice, it really, really comes up. So I didn't want to cut it. And then the Abau, it's just for the combo, because you can just build the Abau and it's the same end board, but the Abau is also there with the SP. And it gives you really, really good follow-up, because you can just like reborn with Anguish, or in the standby phase, the secret effect again, you draw a card for each different type in your graveyard. And yeah, you have to put the same amount of draws back onto the deck, but you can like filter your deck for a good follow-up play. And the mementos are all different types.
Oh yeah.
So you can draw so many cards. I never summoned it on the end board today, but or like she survived, so the effect never came up. But in testing, there was scenarios where I draw like 5, 6, or even, I don't know, more cards, and you just dig for the perfect card basically and pick one and keep it. It's crazy. And then for the Link monsters, the Goddess, never summoned it, but the idea behind it is it's a light fiend for Metatronus, and it's a light with 3k, so you can even target like Detonator to negate it without like have to play a Detonator in the extra deck. It came up like pretty often. I tried to summon the Goddess on the Griffin in the finals, but he negated it, so it doesn't matter. but against like I summoned her against Ryziel, I think twice. So it came up, and like if you have another normal summon and they negated it, you can even build an SP and use a summon effect. So it's pretty good.
For sure,
And
because it's 3k attack and light, right? So it works with detonator, correct?
yeah, exactly. The
Yeah.
only problem is if they keep the Jewel Drive on board with a material for cross negate,
Ah,
because
yeah.
then he gets to 3-1. But you just have to like bait the negate out, and then it's fine. So yeah, and then for the Metatronus targets and Slayer targets, the Aggregator and the Melong. Melong was I didn't play Melong before the Blue Eye Structure deck, of course, and then the Blue Eye Structure deck came out, and I played against Blue Eyes on an OTS championship like twice, and I
Yeah.
noticed I have no target for Ultimate Slayer and Metatronus against Blue Eyes. So I was immediately thinking of Melong. They can dodge it, but the Grace effect is like still activating. So because it dumps for cost, and you can bounce a card with it. So yeah, and the aggregator is obviously for Slayer against Ryziel, and you can even like with Metatronus, if you play against Malice, you can even target like their link monsters because they are Cyber Stark, and then you summon him and link him away, or pop him with the fusion effect in Grave because you don't have to pop a Memento monster, you can just pop any monster.
Ooh, yeah.
And then use its effect to negate a card. Yeah, also like against the two Rises I played, the Slayers were insane. Actually against only one because in game 2 against Pure Ryziel he bricked, so I didn't have to use Slayer. And yeah, then for the side deck I play just mentioned the Scattershot because he's level 2 obviously.
Yep.
And then the full power Malice hate
Oh, yeah.
because we hate Shifter and Malice. I was like so prepared for Malice, but I just played once. I was like pretty sad about it because in testing I just played the Lancea and had other options in the side deck for the Chaos Hunters. But then I played against so many Malice and I was like, okay, I never drew the Lancea in testing, and I put the Chaos Hunter into it to draw like 6 card and like post the Meowth in main deck. I got 8 good cards against Malice goes second,
Oh, yeah.
and yeah, you can even like side those against Crystron because they have to banish that much. But I think Crystron losing a lot of popularity. To be honest, I don't think the deck is like that great. But
Fair enough.
I never played against it in like a real event. Only
Seeing
once.
Lancea here, did people side Lancea against you? Because I heard people theorizing about it, because Fusion, of course, needs to banish from the graveyard to activate its effect. Do you think Lancea against Memento is a good card to side in?
I think if you have no other options to side, you should side it because I don't think you should go to an event without the Lancea in the side deck.
Yes, for sure.
And I was hit with a Lancea once on a local, and I never thought about it. Okay, damn, I have to play through Lancea now. And it like, in theory, it's pretty good because the fusion cannot be activated in graveyard, and you cannot use the effect of the where here's the Creation King.
True, true.
And that pretty hurts, but you can still set up a board, so it's like it's not that much of a problem. The only thing is if you get like handshot more, it can hurt that you cannot use the effect to extend. But Lancea alone is like not good enough to stop the deck completely.
Fair.
I actually sided the Lancea in the mirror match, and I just used the Lancea after he used the fusion, but he was better. He just drew the field spell hard draw, so the Lancea was like not mandatory, not optional at that point.
Yeah.
And yeah, then for the other side deck cards, I play 2 Thrust. I was playing 3 very long, but then I had to find space for the third Chaos Hunter, so I cut 1 Thrust, and then the 3 Slayer. I was thinking about maining it, but even if sometimes you win a die roll and then you start, and then the Slayer is in hand and you had a dead card in hand, that's why I put it in side deck. So you just can. I don't want any dead card in my hand for like go first. So all breakers I play are quick spell or like imperm. yeah, that was the theory behind it. And then 2 thrust targets, the D-Barrier and the Sanctum. I only used thrust to set D-Barrier once, and then it was like, I don't think it would be like that good. I thought about cutting the thrust package, but I mean, if you play against more Ryziel and more Malice, I think this would have been way better than it was for me for the weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, I one friend of mine, the event was not good for him, but he played against like 2 Malice, and yeah, no, 3 Malice actually, I think, and 1 Ryziel, if I recall correctly. So for him, this package would have been way better. So yeah, and then the Fracture Dance for the last side deck card. This is just for the go first. It makes your endboard stronger, and without this, you cannot use the Dagda Lancea combo. So the combo works like this: you instead of the SP Little Knight, you pull out the Dagda.
Yeah.
You use anything, set the Lancea, and during the combo, you send this to the graveyard. Set this with the field spell in the end phase, or add it back with Akiron. And then in your opponent's turn, you can use the Fracture Dance to pop the Lancea and another card on your opponent's field. And then the Lancea will come back and use its effect to skip your opponent's turn in best scenarios. And yeah, that's like how the combo works. And this card also has a really good secret effect. You can, if your Memento monster battles, you can banish from the graveyard to give your opponent's monsters all minus 1k. And this can come up, like if they build up the Desiree with the Link 3 and Link 2 equipped to run over your combined creation, and then you can give him minus 1k, so he cannot attack over your combined creation. So pretty good, but the secret effect never came up, actually, sadly.
So,
Nah, I think it came up in the mirror match, actually. In Memento mirror match, it came up, actually.
nice. But yeah, in the end, you won it all. So Memento best deck, and actually, it's a pretty decent budget deck, right? Because you play pure Memento
Yeah.
without any Fiendsmith cards, without anything. So like, this is actually something, disregarding the Meowls, and you just got lucky on them pulling them from the entry
Yeah.
packs. Like, this is actually like really, really budget, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I would think if you like have not that much money to play full power Ryziel Fiendsmith or Malice,
Yeah.
this is a pretty good call, because the only really problem this deck has in the format is Shifter with Malice, and then you can just counter it with like pure Malice hate in your side deck, and the Ryziel board is really, really breakable. Like even with Engine, you can break like 3 pure Ryziel boards sometimes, and yeah, I would recommend it to everyone who want to play like a more budget deck and an interesting deck, because the only cards that are worth something are like the Bone Party and the Witch. They're like, I think I bought them for 13, 14 euros each, but now they're like at 10
Yeah, they
around.
dropped even more. Yeah,
So
exactly.
you can definitely
Alright.
play this deck as a budget deck, in my opinion. It's pretty good for that.
For sure. So once again,
This hard.
Cedric, congratulations to you. Do you have any shout outs to the people watching? Or
Yeah,
anyone else?
I got some shout outs.
Let's
First of
go.
all, shout outs to my girlfriend for holding the camera right now
Let's
and
go.
driving me through the location and back and supporting me. Shout outs to Leon, a friend of mine who came with me to the event and supported me also. And last shout out is to Kenneth. It was my round 8 opponent. He played Ryziel Fiendsmith, and he was the only one who beat me in game 1. And I want to shout out him also.
Sounds good. That was a crazy tournament. Pure Memento to the top. Not even really prepared, but still making it all the way and winning the entire thing. Our German Open champion for March 2025. Congratulations, Cedric. If you enjoyed the video, everyone, please make sure to leave a like to the video, subscribe to the channel for more deck profiles like that, and of course, let us know in the comments how you like the Memento deck here. And I think there was some spice in there, even with the Ductile line and everything, so absolutely make sure to let us know. Thank you for watching, everyone. Until the next video, bye-bye.